This is Kevin Pruitt with another episode of Rising Tide Startups, and my special guest is Natascha Carrel. Natascha, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure. I'm really excited. So I'm really excited to be on the show.
Well, thanks again for taking your time and being a little flexible with my time tonight. Yeah, we had some issues come up that just I really appreciate you just kind of expanding your time frame you allotted to us, and I'm just actually really anxious to hear your story. And so let's just get started and tell us, who is Natascha Carrel?
Yeah, no worries about that.
Don't
I'm
leave
all
anything
about.
out about the Switzerland, Aussie stuff.
Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure everyone has noticed my accent right away anyway. So, yeah, no worries with being flexible. I'm all about that. I'm all about being a parent first, and this is my life. This is about creating the time for the family first. So
Sure.
I am a wife. I am a mom of three. I have two teenager boys and almost 9-year-old girl. I am originally from Switzerland and now I live in Australia. I'm going to talk more about that, but Australia was our big, big dream. So I live exactly now where I wanted to live for many, many years, where my husband also wanted to live. That's important. We both had the same dream. So, yeah, we made it. It was a bit of a juggle and struggle to get there. But 2 years now, we live here on the beautiful Sunshine Coast of Queensland in
Mm,
Australia. So that's the eastern part of Australia. We've been in Australia now a bit more than 7 years. All our kids were born in Switzerland. So we all speak very funny, if I can say. So we speak French, Swiss, German, and English. So when you hear us somewhere, it's very strange because I speak in Swiss German with the kids. They give me French or English answers. So it's always a little bit funny. But yeah, I am as well an online entrepreneur and I love to call myself a lifestyle creator. I work with my husband Jan together. So that was a big dream of us. And I'm gonna come back to that as well, why we love to work together. And I am actually also right now finishing the process of publishing my first book, which is
mm.
really, really exciting. So soon to be published author as well. So maybe to come back to our story, why we live in Australia is we, my husband Jan and myself, we always loved, but really loved to travel the world and discover new people, new culture, live experiences, and just, a lot more than materialistic stuff.
Sure.
We really love experiences and this kind of stuff. So we traveled a lot, but we wanted something really special for our honeymoon, and Australia was always very, very special to us. So we made it our honeymoon trip for 6 months. We traveled around Australia and we fall in love. On
Mm.
our honeymoon, we fall in love with the country and with the lifestyle, the beach lifestyle, the outdoor living, having time to live. This is something we discovered then.
Right.
It's not something, that comes from our upbringing. It's where, like in Switzerland, you work a lot and
Mm.
and you're very committed to your 9 to 5 and you have your life plan set in advance and this kind of stuff. So
And the
we
trains are
really.
always on time.
Exactly, exactly. You have insurance for everything and this kind of life. So we discovered a lifestyle. We discovered a country where we wanted to live. It was clear for both of us, and we discovered a lifestyle. And that changed our life. That really did.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so we traveled for 6 months. We were young, we were like early 20s. We had no idea what to do because one way we wanted to live here and another way we had our life set, like
Sure.
in Switzerland. So we were a bit lost. We went back because, we listened to our parents or pressure friends, I had a job waiting for me. So we went back, spent 10 years thinking about it, always having in the back of our mind. We built a house, we had three kids, we still had that dream. And one day we said, we saw a show on TV, and one day we said, if they can do it, we can do it as well. Let's do it. And yeah, we did. So in
Wow.
2011, we moved to Australia.
Now, how old were
And
your kids when you moved?
so when we moved, our oldest one was turning 8. He was
Hmm.
7. Our second one just turned 6, and our little one was a baby. She was 16 months old. So the boys were already at school, so they were enrolled in a French-speaking school in kindergarten and year 1. So we moved them to a country where they didn't know the language. So it was a bit of a shock for them, but they really adapted so fast. And I'm sure with your background, Kevin, you would know kids are like
They
sponges.
are
They
very
really,
adaptable.
yeah, exactly. And
They
I
are very
do
adaptable.
strongly believe as well that it depends so much on the parents as well, the mindset that you're in. Anyways, we moved in 2011, and it's, yeah, really our big adventure, our big family adventure. It's been a roller coaster, to be honest. It was not easy. We very soon got into a lot of troubles, but we almost got deported. We almost ended up on the streets with no house. Yeah,
Wow.
it was a struggle. Yeah, we almost had immigration kicking us out of the country, but and it was obviously not planned. But looking back at it, for me, during these 7 years now, I've grown so much, my husband as well, into a mindset where we understand that when you get struggles in life, it's material to create something about it, and this is exactly, or something with it.
Right.
And this is exactly what I've been doing now with my book, because all these struggles we had was material for me to write a book now.
Sure.
And yeah,
And
I'm really
your
excited.
life coaching and I mean the
Yeah,
business, lifestyle coaching that you do, it's all a kind of a it's built from your personal experiences that you all have gone through, to get to this point. How
absolutely.
difficult is it to, for European nationals to immigrate to Australia?
Oh, very difficult. It's not, a lot of people tell me you're so lucky. And my answer is usually this has nothing to do with luck. We set ourselves to do it. We had to create the situation where we actually can do it, and it took so much dedication. There were many, many times where could have quit, and especially for us, the hard thing was to be non-native English speaker.
Right.
Um, yeah, coming to Australia, not because it's hard, but because of the visa
Sure.
issue. So
Yeah. Is it
there
on
is
a
a
point
point.
system?
Yeah,
So
there is
like
a
the
point.
United Kingdom has a like a point system that you get so many points for where you lived, you get so many points for the job that you have, what education you have, if you're an English speaker or not. I mean, it's interesting that Australia would probably have a similar system. Canada may have a similar system as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly that. It's exactly that. And because we're not native speaker, and because I was in Switzerland for the last 10 years, when since my first child was born, basically a stay-at-home mom,
Sure.
this was not giving me any points,
Right.
although I had a job, and qualification. This was not giving me any credit towards our visa. It was only Jan, my husband, Jan's
Right.
part that was giving us credit. And having 3 kids that we have to provide for, that was taking points away as well, and
Mm,
being non-native speakers. So we
yeah.
really had to work very, very hard to get it.
So
Yeah.
take me to that point that I mean, did your career change coincide with moving to Australia, or did this just kind of, I guess, occur as a result of your moving there? You've gone through some struggles, and you kind of transitioned into this, lifestyle coach, or walk us through that really quickly about, this is how this happened.
Yeah, sure. So as I said, I was a stay-at-home mom. Really, my world was my family, kids,
Hmm.
etc. So I did not have a business. So when we came to Australia, the first 2 years was really pure survival.
Sure.
uh, and making sure that the kids were settling in and this kind of stuff. After a while, and because we had so many struggles as well, we were in a financial situation where I had to do something.
Hmm.
And it's funny how life, when you are open to see it, life provides you with door that you can open. And this is what happened to me, but not in that career that I'm in now, actually, but something that I'm passionate about. And I got the opportunity to learn and study and create my own business in remedial massage therapy.
Hmm.
And this is all because our oldest son was born and is living with ADHD, which was for us a big challenge.
Right.
And entering this world of trying to heal him naturally and help him, I got into it and I created I got into a lot of studies in English, which was really pushing me out of my comfort zone. And I created my business, which I really rapidly turned into something quite successful. And I had my own clinic. But at that stage, we were somehow locked into a position where we were living down close to Sydney. And this is not the place where we actually were dreaming about to live,
Right.
where we now here more up north. And so when we actually became permanent citizens, that permanent residents, sorry, and then later on citizens, we were free to live where we wanted to live, and we decided to move up here north. And I had to let go of my clinic or of my clientele, of course, because they're not going to travel 900k with
Yeah.
me up north.
Yeah.
So this is when I actually started thinking about what I want to do. And I realized that these 3 years I've been in business and creating my business I was literally a slave of my business,
Mm.
and I didn't have the freedom. I was so successful with my business that I was really missing out on time with my family, and that was not going back to the freedom that we had experienced in our first trip, where we wanted
Right.
to experience that freedom, have the time with the family, travel the world, be there for the kids. I was locked into my clinic, and
Hmm.
this was not my dream. This is when I got into that career change by moving up here, living where we wanted to live the whole time. Got me again, another door was opening for me and got me into that new career, and using all the luggage and all the what I've learned and the
Sure.
mindset and all that to create
Right.
something new. Yeah.
So okay, so let's imagine that you and I just stepped on an elevator, just stepped on a lift, okay, and we're going up 10 floors. You've got about a minute. Tell me what you do very very concisely, because I'm going to get off on the 10th floor and I'm going to go to my office, and we may not see each other again. So the door is just
Okay.
closed, and here we go.
Here we go. So I'm a lifestyle creator. I help family to have more time to enjoy life and to actually use the power of the internet, the power of what we have nowadays to
Hmm.
our how should I say it, that we can use to create a lifestyle that we love and enjoy, because life is so much more than a 9 to 5. So I help parents, mainly parents, but anywhere anyone can do it, to work into networking, but to also develop a mindset where you can live the life that you love and go chase your dream and do what you love in life. So this is what I do, mainly networking, but I do help with with getting the right mindset to chase your goal in life.
So how do
And
you help people determine what it is they're going to do? Like, let's say that our family wants to shift and we want to change the course, and we want to, work from home type thing. What would be the first few things you would do with us as a client?
what would do first, I would need to assess if you are strong enough in your mind to actually do it. Because a lot of people,
That shouldn't
if
take
someone
long. You'll
tells
probably look in here and go, no, there's not much going on there.
No, no. I'm always really transparent with people is that it takes a lot of determination. There will be ups, but there will be downs. If
Sure.
someone tells you that you're gonna make money online, for example, very quick and fast, for me it rings the alarm bell.
Mm.
If you want to, this is what I do. I'm an online entrepreneur. I work online, but I do also know that it's not that easy.
Right.
And that when you want to achieve something, there will be ups and downs. So I need first to assess, is this now just an idea, or are these people really ready to go for it, and do they have what it takes? And I hope that with my book, I'm transparent enough for people to realize that although we are now living the life that we're dreaming about, and teaching our kids to live that life as well if they want to, it was a real struggle, and we still encounter adversity at some times, but it's about creating the mindset. So I make sure that people who I'm working with do have the mindset I want to work with, and the mindset to actually create what they want. And I make sure that I work with people who that I understand, that we have a connection,
Right.
that people I would go on a holiday with, people I would love to share a meal with. Because if we don't have that relationship, chances are you're not going to be open to hear what I'm going to
Sure.
say, or I'm not going to interpret what you were saying the right way. So it's usually not really happening.
I can't
So I'm
imagine there's
quite
too many people on the planet that you wouldn't like to have a meal with.
I'm always open to hear from everyone, but and love to hear people's idea, and I'm always open to consider their points and you know, this kind of stuff. So yes, I would love to have a meal with a lot of people, of course.
Okay, so let's say that you determine that this is a good connection, that you would work well with this individual, and that they are, you know, say all in. They're ready to, you know, commit. They understand the ups and downs, the difficulty of making money online. What are some examples, I guess, of maybe previous clients that you've taken on that said, you know, they understood it. Here's some of the things that they decided to do. Was it, you know, was it in affiliate marketing? Was it in, you know, Facebook ads? Was it in, you know, I mean, there's a litany of things that we could list, but what are some of the things that you've seen that have been very successful in people that really want to kind of make this transition?
So I personally love, as you say, there is a lot of things. I personally love network marketing because I love to work with it, because it gives a chance really to anyone. You know, like, it's not, you can be a male or a female, you can be young, you can be old, you can be a parent or retired, you can be, what should I say, Catholic or Buddhist or whatever. It doesn't matter. Your sexual orientation, your religious opinion, they do not matter. It's open to anyone. Everyone can have success in it if they want to. So I love to work with networking. But that being said, I think one quality that people need to have to be successful is being, first of all, open-minded, but also ready to step out of their comfort zone.
Sure.
Because it's not easy. If you are not ready to step out of your comfort zone, go out there and be passionate about something. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm passionate about the company I'm working with, the product we have. I'm passionate about the message that I have. Because there is a few aspects of what I'm doing. There is the company I'm working with, but there is also the message I'm sharing as an author. We're gonna soon be featured on TV as well, so we have a message there as well. You know, I'm building a whole brand around that and the message that we have. So it's not just that online part, but yeah, to be successful, being able to and ready to step out of comfort zone. Mm-hmm. But you know, I'm not just working with people in the same company, or just bringing in people in the same company that I am. I'm working with people in different online world as well. We
Right.
share events together, for example. If I can relate to the person, then I'm happy to work with them. I'm part of a woman empowered woman group as well, where we speak and where we just help people who are not even online, or a woman for example, in third, in very poor countries,
Hmm.
like it really depends. If the message is right to me, I'm always happy to consider joining forces with people and do something else around my brand, around their brand, but it needs to come from the heart as well. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, unpack the idea. I think when people hear network marketing, they can think and that can go in a lot of different directions. So
Yeah.
when you say are you talking about just digital marketing? Or are you talking about affiliate market? What exactly do you mean when you're talking about network marketing?
So network marketing is being part of a company and being, oh, this is what I do. I do actually promote some products that I'm using myself and promote the fact that you can actually build a business around it working from home. So for me, it's the whole idea of working from home. So some people are doing parties at their home or at other people's
Okay.
home. They do workshops, for example. I don't want to do that because I want to be able to work from the side of my pool. I want to be able to work from Switzerland if I want to go on holiday back there. If I want to go skiing to Japan, I want to be able to take my business with me, work from Japan or whatever, wherever I want to be. So I'm
Right.
doing this online. But I love to help parents mainly because this is what I relate to really be able to work online. So sharing products, sharing a business system, it has an affiliate part of it, of
Sure.
course, like affiliate marketing, but with the network, what's called network marketing has a product, like a physical
Right.
product to it.
Right.
And I am in health and wellness industry, which I love, and comes back again to the fact with my son and his ADHD and just living a more healthier life.
Right.
This is, yeah, just that background opened my eyes, and this is something I'm really passionate about. But around that business, I'm also building that brand where I speak up for people and try to motivate people and inspire
Hmm.
people that there is more than being locked. I mean, if you love it and being locked in an office 9 to 5, good on you. I mean, I'm not going to judge, but if some people have enough of it, there is more to it. This is
Sure.
my message.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep. That and
yeah,
that makes perfect sense. And as you kind of outlined this, leading even going back to your time in Switzerland and with your son, with the challenges that you faced there, and then how did you maybe try to attack that from like a holistic, viewpoint,
exactly.
and then that led you to, okay, you found products that worked, that you believed in. You became a representative of that, and have built you first of all, you built your business. Now you're building your kind of brand that's branching
Exactly.
out far beyond, and at some point in time, your brand may actually overtake the business itself. So the business could like go away and your brand would still exist because
Exactly.
it's built
The
around
whole
you.
point.
One thing you mentioned earlier that I really appreciated was the idea that when, if let's say you're in an office and you transition to working, for yourself, sometimes you're just trading a job for a job. I mean, if you really are, you have to work so hard in the business itself instead of, like the book, are you familiar with the book called The E-Myth? Talks about
Yeah,
working on your business instead of in it, so where you're in essence getting it almost to an automated state so it can function without you. So and you've kind of alluded to that too. I can travel, I can work beside the pool, I can, it sometimes it will be operating 24 hours a day, even if I'm not. So, I mean, I like the way that you kind of really tried to create this something that's actually bigger than you are. The
oh
whole
yeah,
economic
absolutely.
endeavor is bigger than you are, bigger than you and your husband together or whatever, your family. But so what do you see down the road? project what is it going to look like 5 years from now or 10 years from now? I mean, what's the next country that you may want to go to? Is New Zealand on the list? Is Hawaii? Where what's the
So
next
yeah,
target?
the next target. So I'm going to go on book tour this year. So first of all, it's going to be Australia. And maybe I should mention something. My teenager boys, they are swimmers and they are really passionate about it and quite involved in the sport. So with my husband, the first aim we have is to be able to travel with them wherever they
Yeah.
need to go. So for example, next week is Adelaide we're going to fly to Adelaide for nationals, back there again in April, and a few other destinations in Australia. But and I'm gonna link my book tour with that. And this is what really I love as a mom, because I'm gonna present my book in the cities that where my kids are actually gonna go for
Wow.
competition. So
What a good
yeah,
idea.
this is yeah, exactly. And after that, we are actually going to go. Our whole idea is to go travel. They're going to have a little bit of time off swimming during the winter season, and we're going to go for about 2 months traveling up north and show them places of the country we've never been
Hmm.
before, and just go on a camping trip as family. But after that, definitely I'm going to take my book tour again with me. After that, definitely New Zealand and the US are on my target list for the book tour, and purely holiday. Hopefully, I mentioned skiing in Japan. This is because this is what we have next on the list as a family holiday. But the list is endless. We have so many places we want to go. But I love that I have now created that I can take my book with me and you know bring it with me. So joint business and
Sure.
travels together.
It helps with taxes
Yeah,
too. I mean, how much
it
it
does.
certainly has
It
tax
does.
benefits.
It's a bit smart.
Hey, bienvenue aux États-Unis. I mean, you you certainly can come and just tour the United States and if you have a little French accent in the when you speak English, I mean that's even better. So, you got the
I know, and you know what? It used to actually, and this is a message that I love to share. Sometimes it's the thing that you fear that are stopping you that you actually should be using because they're your best tools. And it used to really stop me to do some lives on Facebook
mm,
to build my brand because of my accents. And now I love it. I've got so many, but so many people telling me that it's actually they love to hear my accent and this kind of stuff, and it actually also what attracted attention and got us onto the show House Hunters International that will be
yeah,
sorry, I've got a fly
that's all
here
right.
trying to so this is all because of that accent that was actually holding me back. So sometimes go over your fears and just do it.
For an advantage. I interviewed a lady that is a lifestyle coach, a business coach. She's from France but has traveled a lot, and she does almost all of her teaching and coaching in English. But she has a strong accent like you would have. But it's really interesting because she's really learned to use that to her advantage, and she calls herself kind of she says I'm the Frenchie. It's the Frenchie. Everything is labeled the Frenchie, and she's done such a good job of capitalizing on that strength. Taking something that she was probably like you, very conscious of originally. As we would speak, native English speakers
Exactly.
speaking French or German or whatever, we would feel the same way. But to really capitalize on that strength, and it really is very endearing. To watch her on video, and you as well. I mean, just to see the life that you have, and actually we're very jealous because sometimes you speak our language better than we do. So you're much more
I don't
proper
know
in the
about
way you use
that.
the
Maybe
language.
yeah.
So
Thank
well
you.
done.
Um, Thank you. I always like to think as well, to set an example for the kids that when you have a fear of something, and they know that my husband and myself were quite conscious about our accent here first. and that they now see us using it. I do believe that down the track it sets an example for them as well, that
For
they
sure.
yeah, this is what I like to think about it as well. So more than just for me, it's also setting an example for my kids, but also for other people. And, it warms my heart when I got a message not such a long time ago from someone saying, thank you so much, because of me, because of me sharing that message, she started doing her sharing her message as well, which was totally different from mine, but she was
Right.
also very conscious about her accent, and she wrote to me to say thank you. And this really is nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand it. And there will be many, many people that will not write you, but you still will reach them with that message and still will encourage them with that message you may never hear about. And just the
Exactly.
whole
And
idea of doing it.
oh, absolutely. And with the book, maybe it sounds bizarre, but I wrote that book in English, although I did all my schooling in French,
Hmm.
and my French writing is a lot better than my English one. Um, but living that life, all what I'm writing about, I went through that in English. So it sounds not true. It sounds not like me if I write it in French. I tried and I couldn't get there. And then I thought, no, I'm just going to write it in English. And I don't care. I choose to only have basic proofreading because I want my accent to come through the book.
Mm.
I don't want it to be a English literal oh, this is a
Yeah,
tricky word.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, I don't want it to be a state of the art English writing book. I just want it to be our story, true to what we are.
Mm.
And if some people get offended by a word not being the right one, or a comma not being at the right place, or whatever, I don't care,
Yeah,
because this book is me, and this is what I want to tell people. Be you, live your dream, live your life, and be true to yourself. So
I think
yeah.
that's fantastic. I encourage you to continue on that path because don't worry. I mean, most of us probably couldn't pick up on the grammar errors anyway. So just press on and,
Thank you.
and go through that. But this is a great segue back to a question I kind of want to circle back with, but I really want to give you some space here to kind of tie English expression, kind of tie a bow around this. Like the really wrap up the package here. But if I really want you to leave our listeners with kind of a three-step process of something that is very close to your heart that you would teach. I call it kind of a mini course. It's a micro. Actually, I use the word micro course because it's so small, but I want it to be meaningful for someone that's heard you today. So touch on a subject and give me kind of the top 2 or 3 points, just really concisely, that you would want to teach. That I kind of gave you a little bit of a heads up beforehand, but just if there's one subject, like here's something that I really want to leave you with, and here's the 3 steps that really fit in how do you do this one thing. So that you have the microphone.
Okay. So it's obviously going to be on the same topic, of course, but it's always when people say, I wish I would do that in my life, or I wish one day I will do it,
Mm.
or I wish I had done this. This makes me jump, and I go, then do it. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that. If you have a wish in your life, something that you truly want to do, you need to do it. You need to love yourself enough to do it. So even if it's big, even if it's really big, and it's good if it's really big. So what I tell people is write it down, your biggest dream, and don't sell yourself short. Make it the biggest one. Write it down for yourself. Write yourself a letter about it, all about how you feel about that dream, whatever it is. It could be going to see a place, or learn a new language, or like write a book, do a movie, whatever it is. Even if you think I'll never be able to do it, write yourself a letter. about how you feel about it. You need to go deep. How about how you feel about living
Right.
that dream? First thing. And then leave maybe a little bit of time go, and then think about what could be the steps that you need to go through to get there. But be realistic. What are the exact steps? Like, if I'm driving now to a place I've never been before, I will need my navigator to tell me
Sure.
how to go there. So see those steps like your navigation system that will tell you where to go through. So make a list with bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. What are the points that you need to go through in your life to be able to achieve that? And don't let yourself stop if you think those points are really big,
Right.
And then from there on, work on yourself every day of your life to go a little bit closer to the next point on your list. So whatever your next step is, take it as a little piece, and every day you make a little bit, you make it a little bit closer to that point. And once you reach that, celebrate that point, and then you go to the next one. And if you need to do a step back, take a step back, because there will always be, even if you drive somewhere, they might be doing some road works, they might be some traffic jam or whatever, or maybe bad weather and you have to take another route. So it's not because you get to that traffic jam that you're not going to get to your point. You might take another route
Sure.
or wait a little. So it's the same. So that would be my recipe, because when we thought first, let's move to Australia, it was big, it was really big.
Absolutely.
But when you when you slice it into smaller pieces, it's easier to chew.
And do something every day, even if it's a small step.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
At some stage, exactly. At some stage, my little steps were just listening radio in English, just to get me, I tried to find a radio in Australia that I could catch through the internet, and I was listening to it a little bit every day. So that was my little step. It's not big. I was, doing whatever I had to do at home, listening to the radio. And, or for example, another little step that we did is when we were watching a movie or something, I would watch a movie in English instead of watching a movie in French or in German. And that was just a little bit closer, because bringing us a little bit closer, because that was teaching us a little bit of English. You need to understand that we had to go through a lot of tests and examination, and that we had to go through to get just a paper to go apply for the visa. So that was little steps for us. It doesn't need to be big, but do something every day that will bring you there, and never let life forget about your dream. And I say that, and I mention it in my book because it's really close to my heart. My grandpa, he's over 90 years old. I think he will turn 91 at the end of the in June. And his big dream was to come to Australia one day, and he never did it. He did a lot of other things, but now he's sad about it. And he tells me that all the time. I'm sad because I never went to Australia. I'm living it through you, but I never actually got there. And it makes me sad, because he's getting to the end of his life and he has that regret.
Sure.
And I don't want to to be going away and not and stepping back with regrets. So this is what pushes me. So hopefully that's a little recipe.
Well, those will certainly be in the podcast notes. And so wrap us up today. You've referenced your book multiple times. Tell us the title of the book. Is it live? Has it actually come out, or is it coming out soon? And give us the title of it.
It is coming out super soon. So you can register to be informed when it's going to come out. So the title of the book is All In on a Dream, and that's exactly where you can register as well. So www.allinonadream.com.
Okay.
But you can also go on my profile, Natascha Carrel, Natascha CHA. It's German spelling.
Sure.
It's a little bit tricky, but Natascha Carrel on Facebook or on Instagram, and there is links to what we do with my husband, to our website, yananacarrel.com, but as well to the book. And yeah, you will find it. And there is a little box when you can register and get informed where the book is coming out. But it's really, it was planned for the end of the month, the 29th, actually, because that's my daughter's birthday. And we thought, let's do it then. But we'll see. We'll see. It will depend. Maybe it's going to be mid of February, but it's going to come soon.
Well, it may coincide with when the episode goes live, too. So that may be perfect timing, but we will have all those notes in the show notes connected to the episode, including your social media profiles, the way people can find you on social media. And Natascha, thank you so much for just taking the time today. And you've even exposed us to the lovely Australian weather right out at the window behind your head there that we've been able to see for the time of the interview. But it's been a pleasure, and thank you again for just playing your part in helping all boats rise in a rising tide. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Thanks, everyone, for watching.